Well, everybody is talking about Tetley against Antwi potentially being fight of the night, but I wouldn't be surprised if this one turns into a little barn burner. Pierce O'Leary taking on Irvin Magno. I think it's going to bring it tonight, Magno. Don't be fooled by that record that reads 5 wins, 3 defeats and a draw with just the one stoppage. He is going to get at O'Leary tonight, and I think that could make for fireworks, and it could just bring about the best of O'Leary, who is so far unbeaten on his run. 5 wins with those 2 stoppages.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready to get going with our next bout of the evening. 6 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. Please welcome our first boxer to the red corner, boxing out of Buxton, Derbyshire, Irvin Magno.
Well, his career has been blighted by, I think, inactivity and injuries have played a part in that. Irvin Magno in the ring for the first time in about a year and a half. Filipino descent, of course, based in Derbyshire. But he has been in good company before. He went the distance with Kevin Hooper about 3 years ago now, or just more than that. And that reads well when you consider he's up against a young, untested prospect in Pierce O'Leary. So looking forward to Magno bringing the action and the heat tonight.
And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome his opponent to the blue corner. From Dublin, Ireland, Pierce Big Bang O'Leary.
This young man looks like he is tailor-made for the boxing business and probably for the big fight occasion too. And with his style, there's no doubt that he looks destined to be in some good fights. And I wouldn't be surprised if tonight was an unexpected cracker. He just has the makings of maybe bringing out the best of O'Leary, who's not afraid to get in close and let his punches roll. And already with a couple of stoppages, but real reputation as a banger in the amateurs, and I think that will start to develop as he goes up in class.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Lee Eaton for MTK Global proudly presents 6 rounds of boxing in the super lightweight division. Our timekeeper at the bell for this contest is Phil Morris, and our referee in charge scoring the contest is Steve Gray. We are now ready to welcome our boxers. Please welcome first, boxing out of the red corner, and tonight he wears the red shorts. He weighed in at 140.9 pounds. His record reads 5 wins, 3 defeats, 1 draw, 1 win by way of knockout. Boxing out of Buxton, Derbyshire, Irvin Magno! And please welcome his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner. Tonight he wears the grey shorts. He weighed in at 142.8 pounds. He has a perfect professional record. 5 wins from 5 contests. 2 wins by way of knockout from Dublin, Ireland. Please welcome Pierce Big Bang O'Leary!
Bravo!
Looking forward to this one. Magno's got himself in really good shape for it as well on this belated return to the ring. And given the sort of level and some of the fighters he's already been up against, he's got loads of experience and good sparring particularly up in the northwest as well, where over the years he's been in with guys like Terry Flanagan, Isaac Lowe, a long list of good solid fighters. So interested to see how O'Leary reacts to this test, because potentially it is a test and a different one in front of him tonight.
Oh, good shot there from O'Leary. Well, he's landed with a nice right uppercut and a nice straight hand already, O'Leary, in this round. And Magno's trying to keep active with that jab and just trying to keep offset O'Leary's work, but O'Leary looks nice and comfortable in there, to be honest. Trying to take that centre of the ring.
And we saw this last time, Barry, I think for just about the first time, when back in August he was up against Jacob Quinn, and he looked good that night against a very, very different opponent. A tall, very tall for the weight southpaw in Quinn last time up, but he was much more measured, wasn't he? He crowded his space, I think, through his first 2 or 3 fights. Much more measured, controlled, till maybe as the fight progressed and he got a little too close. But this was more of the stuff that we've seen in the last couple of fights from O'Leary. Much more thought behind his work.
Yeah, see, that's lovely there. Just a little nice and loose around the shoulders there. That's giving the ability there just to switch a little shimmy of the shoulders there and throw that nice little uppercut through the middle. Well, I think he's realised that he's not bowling people over like he was in the amateurs, and so he's had to, revert back to the boxing and realise that, when you hit, sometimes in the program, when you hit someone with a good shot, they don't look for the flow, they don't look for the way out. There's no one to give a standing count. Oh, it's lovely work.
That counter right hand has been razor sharp a couple of times so far through the first couple of minutes.
See, Magno just takes a bit of a step when he goes to throw that jab, and that's what O'Leary's seeing, that taking that little step back with the right foot, the back foot, and then just sitting on it and coming back with that right hand over the top. Just needs a bit more speed in that jab there, Magno.
Solid jab to the body as well from O'Leary. What a far cry it is from that debut he made, what was it, late autumn of 2019. He lands the right hand again, but that was a boisterous night at the Ulster Hall where he had plenty of support. Seems a long time ago in many ways. Good first round that from O'Leary, nice and calm, controlled, picked his shots. There O'Leary taking the advice from Alan Smith. Eddie Lamb in the corner as well. Top team from the eye box, Barry. There are a couple of those sharp shots.
Yeah, and you can see, the Smith influence actually trying to work behind the jab and trying to keep it a little bit longer than maybe he normally would, not overcommit with some of these shots. But yeah, that right hand's been the best shot for him, hasn't it? Just a little turn of the shoulders, little lean back onto the back foot and come back with that right hand when Magno throws a bit of a lazy jab. Well, there he tried to feint there, Magno, but if you've got a feint, you've got to do something with it. Not just hold your feet and wait for a shot to come back. You're throwing a feint to draw something. You don't just stand there and accept it.
Second out. Round 2.
Scheduled 4-6 this into the second. Good start from Pierce O'Leary. Can Magno ask a few questions of him? Good double jab there.
Yeah, that was good. There was different heights, different levels in that jab. They threw one to the chest, one to the head.
Yeah, and a right hand from Magno as well.
Nice uppercut back there though from O'Leary. That's better from Magno. That's what he needs to do. Take a little step behind it, but commit to that jab.
A couple of shots that O'Leary's looking for, that lead left hook from distance he's looked for, kind of stepped into it, and the right hand particularly looks like that shot's there for him, Barry.
Yeah, and he just threw a 1-2, and there was a left hook there for him to throw, and you wanted to see him do it, but I'm quite happy that he's not. In the past he's got a little bit too excited and maybe thrown one shot too many, hold his feet a little bit too long. He's staying quite disciplined.
there's a bit more, I think, of what Alan Smith's been working on and looking for from O'Leary, where he's staying sort of almost Canelo-like, sort of in range but not in range, and so you're there to slip shots, but also there to punish once you've done it. I think he just lost his footing there. He landed his own right hand to the body at the same time.
And what he's doing, his head's a constant moving target as well. When Magno comes forward, he's keeping that head moving constantly, so you're searching for the target. What Magno has to do there is just aim wrong the neck chest area.
I think the movement needs to be there, though. He's always fought with his hands kind of shoulder height, O'Leary.
But he looks a bit more relaxed here, doesn't he? Not every shot's the one to put you to sleep. You know, before he was loading up on everything that he had, and now he's just starting to. You see the shoulders are not so tense, and he's a little bit more fluent with his punches. Getting there, staying nice and low and rolling underneath the shots and coming back with a few of his own. And Magno's trying to stay busy, trying to work with him, and clipping O'Leary now and again with the jab, but finding it a little bit difficult to have any sort of sustained success.
Oh, nice body shot there, but a better round this for Magno.
Oh, it's a good left hook.
It's a good matchup, this. Good matchup, strong jab, that too, at the end of it for O'Leary. Well, as we look back on some of this, you could see Alan Smith. I always tend to think of Alan Smith as being as much a mentor with his fighters as he is a kind of manager and a kind of coach, Barry. Yeah,
you think he cares. Not the only fighter training around the course, but you can see that he cares, and he's nice and calm in the corner, and he gives simple instructions, easy to follow, and that's what you need, especially on your way up early in your career. But I think O'Leary's boxing well. He's in against Magno's giving making a fight of it, making him asking him questions, but he stayed nice and relaxed, and and he looks quite smooth.
Second out. Round 3.
For me, I just think Magno needs to. Oh, it's a good right hand, then a left hook there from O'Leary. Magno just needs to unsettle O'Leary. I think he needs to get a little bit closer, and if he can, just a little bit rougher.
That I must admit, that's what I was expecting from him tactically. It looks like this round he's come out a little sharper. Oh, he was clipped there. He landed his own right hand, and then he was clipped with a left hook, and there's another one goes in there, just a little wobble, and a huge right hand. That was right on the chin, and we've still got 2+ minutes to go.
There were 3 or 4 cracking, full-blooded shots there off O'Leary.
And the last of them, he clipped him right on the chin.
But look at the change in acceleration in the work there of O'Leary. Once he hit him with a good, he started off with a left hook. He stood up a little bit too tall, Magno, took that left hook, and O'Leary just ignited into life.
But even now, Barry, you can see the difference that being pro for 14, 15, 16 months, you go back to the autumn when we saw him first couple of fights, everything was a bit gung-ho, so much more controlled, so much more relaxed now.
But also look at this for Magno though. Look, he's been hurt, still a little bit unsteady on his legs, but trying to do the right things. He's smothered the work of O'Leary, trying to push him back.
Magno almost punished for the change in his game plan at the start of this third round.
But he just stood up a little bit, that's all, and took it whilst they were throwing combinations, and then got caught with that left hook, and as soon as O'Leary seen it, that was it. He just exploded into another gear. Oh, good shot. Just maybe a little bit too high on the head there to have a real effect there for Magno, but I think O'Leary now is going to try to finish the round a little bit stronger. A minute to go.
Might have just been a bit low there, yes. Just a word from Steve Gray. Missed with the right hand, came back though with the counter left. O'Leary.
It's a good response here from Magno, even though he's still coming second best in this exchange. But the fact that he's trying to make the effort after the way he was hurt. Oh, he didn't go down, I can't believe it, because he took some really cracking shots.
And there was another right hand, side of the head. Same shot that had seen difficulties for Brad Dawes against McEwen in our first fight. Big round that for O'Leary. Punch of the gloves from his opponent Magno as he goes back to his corner.
Yeah, I get 10-9 to O'Leary. Yes, sir. Brilliant fight so far. Magno's pushing forward. He's been very tough, but O'Leary's boxing very, very well. Picked really good shots in that round and applied pressure, and he applied proper pressure. Hurt Magno in there as well. And I could see maybe if he keeps on applying this pressure, he could get a stoppage. And I've got him winning every single round so far, O'Leary. So it's 27-30 to O'Leary.
Thanks, Spence. Yes, it was a big round that for O'Leary as well, but there was just a
Round 4.
There was defiance, wasn't there, at the end of it from Magno as well, and it looked like he might just be about to unravel, but he found a way back in as O'Leary thuds a jab home at the start of this fourth round. Never been stopped, Magno.
No, well, you can see why, to be fair. He has a natural survival instinct. Also, great right hand there from O'Leary.
Yeah, it didn't budge him though, did it?
But it shook him up a little bit, but then again, he throws back and then holds, gets close and holds like this. And all this sort of stuff here, is just, that's a rest for him. He gets inside, it looks like he's trying to rough you up and push you back, but he's just trying to get a rest, just trying to get his senses back and stop you from throwing those big shots.
A couple of good jabs from Magno again.
O'Leary just got to keep that distance. That's all. We said it about the previous fight. Just keep that distance. Keep it nice and long. Like there you go, like that. And that's a nice, lovely right hand.
Magno's gum shield out. We've already seen in the first handful of fights with exchanging a couple of hooks to pair off them. We have seen an evolution in O'Leary's boxing. Is this the template going forward, Barry, or do you think we're going to see something again as another body shot and left hook goes in from the Irishman?
Well, yeah, I think he's going to be more control now than he's seen before. I guess he realised even though he's heavy-handed, you can see it with the shots. He maybe not the devastating puncher that he was as an amateur that we expected him to be. And that will come. He's only 20. He got time. He'll punch hard as he gets along, I'm sure. But I think he has to realise he has to be a little bit composed, and otherwise he's going to have to take lots of shots and be in lots of wars. So I think this is a great learning fight for him. Magno's really brave, takes a good shot. Not a bad boxer himself. Has been in the fight all the time, except for the last couple of rounds.
Oh, terrific combination, and fair play to Magno. He's taking it again. There's 3 solid punches there. The left hook that finished it off, and there's another one. He's in as well. He's starting to cut loose here, O'Leary.
Oh, these are heavy shots.
Oh, he really is teeing off now. He's so accurate with them too.
The thing is, because he's firing back, the referee can't step in. If there's like 3 or 4 shots unanswered, that's it. The referee steps in and says that's enough. But he's just fighting back just to keep him in the fight.
And looking to come back too, but well, there is a real accuracy about some of those heavy shots getting through in that round. He's starting to build momentum now, bit by bit, O'Leary. Let's take a look back on some of those, because as that round went on, the shots were particularly heavy and accurate.
Well, what's happening? This happened quite a lot there, where they're landing jab for jab and right hand for right hand, and it's a dangerous game for anyone. But it always seems to be, for the most part, O'Leary comes off the best out of the two, and it happened again there. That little pocket of the round there, where they both landed with good jabs and right hands, and then after that, this happens. The right hand, the left uppercut, and I know better fighters that the Magno that would have maybe had to take a rest, and he just sort of shakes it off, gets put back on his heels, jerks it off, and trusts back in for some more.
Check it out. Round 5.
Well, Magno's had his rest, and now comes out for the next round 5. No idea how he didn't go down with that follow-up right hand after the left hook. It's an absolute peach.
Just like O'Leary, just when he throws that right hand, just get it a little bit straighter. Still chopped down with it, but he loops it a little bit. So even though it's a heavy shot, I think he just takes, even though it's weighty, I think it just takes the sting out of it a little bit. I think he just makes it a little bit straight, a little bit more dynamic. He gets much more out of it.
Amazing when you think that here he is, just above 140 pounds. That's going to be his weight, super light. Of course, Sean McCoy wasn't the same weight, and until stepping down to 135 pounds for our top of the bill coming up tonight. That vacant Commonwealth title. Really looking forward to that a bit later on. Enjoying this though.
Blocking the body shots there, Magno, but there was 3 real heavy head shots in succession there he had to take, and he took them well, but again, that's a bit good from O'Leary there.
Fast hands from O'Leary too. Just trying to put his foot on the floor now, O'Leary. He's standing his ground, he's trying to get on the front foot, where he's been happy to counter punch most of the night so far.
Good right hand there from Magno. Good work. Oh, it's lovely there from O'Leary. That last right hand was a really snappy shot. And there, hook off the jab, which is something you don't see anymore.
Credit Magno, he's taking these shots and he's still coming.
But he's stopped moving his head now the last few rounds, hasn't he, Magno? That's why a little bit fatigue as well. He's easier target to hit.
Yeah, you can count the heavier shots landing more often through the last 3 rounds. O'Leary went for him. I think he tried to knock him out at the start of the 5th round.
It's a lovely right hand. That's the straighter right hand I was talking about there, right on the temple, that shot.
Another good round. That's 3 big rounds, one after the other for O'Leary. Inner city Dubliner O'Leary, boxer of the Docklands Amateur Boxing Club in Dublin 1 in his younger years. Say younger years, not that long ago, is it? And here he is, just a year plus into his pro career. He's getting better with every fight, Barry.
He is, and I gotta be honest, he hits anyone else with some of these shots, or he hurts anyone else the way he's hurt Magno, and he's won the fight. It's been a stoppage, because I think he's caught him with some great shots. And Magno, to his credit, full of resilience.
Out for the 6th and final round.
So they touch gloves then. Here we are, 6th round, the last. And moments through the 4th and 5th. I think it's fair to say you wondered if we'd get to this point, but Magno's chin and heart in application has seen us to this point.
Nice, lovely shot there. Again, just seeing the gap through the middle there after Magno threw that shot, and then the lovely left uppercut and a hook there.
I think he's enjoying himself in there, O'Leary, as well.
But again, this has been by far his best performance against maybe his toughest opposition, and and he's made, no disrespect to Magno, he's made easy work of it, haven't he? He really has, and because he's relaxed, his punches are flowing nice and sharp. There's enough weight in him, to hurt Magno, but Magno's made insanely stern stuff. That's the only problem there for O'Leary. I think he's found the formula, as you sort of mentioned earlier, Alex. I think he's found the formula how he's going to fight.
I think that's half the thing for any young boxer early on in their pro career, but whatever their amateur background is, you'll have influences, you'll have fighters that you look up to or you respect or you admire. Doesn't mean you necessarily can fight like them, and finding your own style, I think, is one of the most difficult things early on in a career for a young boxer. Oh, that's a big right hand there again from O'Leary. Just for a moment there was a little stutter in the step from Magno, but once again he wears it so well.
That 25 seconds there of work there from O'Leary, offensively and defensively, were just fantastic. Holding his feet within range, but comfortable to let his punches go fluently, making Magno miss there with good upper body movement, and fighting back there, change of pace in his work, acceleration in the shots. He's boxed very well tonight.
Yeah, really it's as good as he's looked. The only thing that's in my mind is that he is relying, because of where he has his hands, he is relying on that head movement and the body movement to deflect or miss out on shots coming his way. That's the only thing that would worry me moving up in class, but everything else is getting better every fight, and this is as good as he's looked.
I think it's great. Moving your head to miss punches is ridiculous, Alex. I agree with you. I know what you're saying, but he's practicing what he does in the gym, and it worked a treat tonight. I think that was a really good contest to watch.
Terrific. No way, if you'd have seen him like we did in Belfast, but a year and a quarter ago, would you have expected to see just 4 or 5 fights later this sort of performance tonight? No way.
No, not at all. You wouldn't have. You would have thought. To be honest, it was quite. To me, I had little questions in the back of my head about. He's not knocking people over like maybe we all thought, and he thought he was going to. What's going to happen? Because he's going to. He's still trying to knock everyone out with every shot. He's loading up all the time, and he's going to come unstuck against bigger guys who can hit him. Because when you're throwing big shots, you can get hit. But he's worked on his defensive game. He's comfortable. His footwork's better. And his timing and his patience in his work, and that's for a young man to slow a young man down. I don't mean the hand speed, I mean to slow his movements down. So don't rush your work. There's no panic. You're not going to do everything super quick, because they'll just be rushed and you'll be scrappy. And it's happened to me. It happened to so many of us at a younger age. He's starting to take his time, control his work, and control the fight, and that's what he did. He controlled the fight, whether he was the one being the aggressor or he was in defensive mode. He always controlled the fight, the tempo, and that's called ring generalship.
And great to see Irvin Magno back in the ring. Getting back in the ring, first and foremost. It's been a while, and it's only his third fight in 3.5 years. So great to see him back in the ring, getting work, and let's hope he gets another opportunity sometime soon. But the opportunities are going to come thick and fast for Pierce O'Leary, no doubt about that. We'll speak to him in due course, but let's just get confirmation of it with Rob.
Ladies and gentlemen, After 6 rounds of boxing, we go to referee Steve Gray's scorecard, which reads 59 points to 55 in favour of your winner, still undefeated from Dublin, Ireland, Piers Big Bang O'Leary.
Well, the Big Bang suggests crash, bang, wallop, but there's not a bit of that about the way he's going about his fledgling career right now, Barry Jones.
He will, but I think you can see some of the weight in his shots. Some of the shots he had Magno with, how he never went down, I will still not understand that all through now, tonight and tomorrow. He was just tremendous, the resilience of him. But O'Leary didn't panic when he couldn't get him out of there, when he thought he had him out of there. You know, the acceleration in his pace, how he switched gears from second to fifth straight away and really unloaded those fast combinations. But then when Magno didn't go anywhere, he just got back to his boxing, the good up lateral movement, body movement, head movement, the thought in his work. I thought he was just fantastic tonight. I didn't think he had that performance in him. The intelligence in his work tonight was something that surprised me, and I think going forward, he's found his style now. He's found what he has to do, you know, I think for the rest of his career to be a success.